All right, so let's see if we can make a solution that makes slightly stronger bubbles, bubbles that don't pop as easily. So this bubble solution is going to be a glycerin-based bubble solution. And glycerin is a fantastic tool, like I said, for bubble making. So if you don't have this in your house, I strongly suggest it. This is the one that I use. I bought it on Amazon, vegetable glycerin, and it makes incredible bubbles. Like, I can't believe the bubbles that it makes. So I definitely highly, highly recommend it. I did make small cups of it available at the school. You'll find them in little containers surrounded by tin foil. There is about 2 tablespoons of the solution in the container, so please only take 1. And that is exactly what you need in order to make this solution. All right, so let's start. So you're going to need some water. You're going to need some dish soap. You're going to need some vegetable glycerin. And you're also going to need a pair of cotton gloves. You're going to need a pipette. Like I said, these are available at the school, so take like 2. You can reuse them. You just kind of have to clean the top a little bit. And I think that's it. Water, dish soap, the pipette, the vegetable glycerin, and some cotton gloves. And then if you have like a cotton towel or something that you can put underneath, that would be great, because you're going to need something for your bubbles to land on. All right, so let's start. So first thing we're going to do, pour in 2 cups of water into a bowl. Now this does make quite a bit of solution, so that's why I do recommend keeping your solution when you are done. So that way we can do different activities with them as well. All right, so now we're going to need about 1/4 cup of dishwashing liquid. Let's see. Right about there. It always makes a funny sound when it stops coming out. All right, we're going to pour that in. And now your vegetable glycerin, you will need 2 tablespoons, which is exactly what's in that container. So just empty the whole thing in. I left myself just about 2 tablespoons as well. Now what the glycerin does is, when we talked about our soap before, we talked about how it was a layer of soapy molecules, a layer of thin water, and then another layer of soapy molecules that makes that soapy film. And it is very thin. The vegetable glycerin makes it thicker. So thicker means stronger. So when you are done, you are going to take that pipette again. Remember, we're going to cut off the top. Or if you're still using the same one, great. And just kind of mix your solution around. Make sure that glycerin moves around. And what's really cool about this is, like I said, it makes strong bubbles, or at least it's supposed to. So we're going to dip in our pipette, and we are going to blow. And hopefully what should happen is we have bubbles that bounce and then pop. They are slightly stronger, which means that it gives it a little extra oomph. That's what the glycerin does. It gives it a little bit of extra power in that outer layer of soap to make it strong, so that it will hopefully not pop as easily. Because if you remember, which I have it still right here, and this is why, again, I recommend keeping everything. This one, when we dipped it in, this was our dishwashing liquid. When it popped, it immediately pops. This one, oh, it fell off, so that didn't help. Look at that. It stays. And you can kind of move it around a little bit, but eventually it will do that same thing where it evaporates. All of the water inside the soapy layer kind of goes away, and it leaves nothing to protect that air bubble, and that air bubble goes right back to where it came from, basically. So again, you can kind of almost, be very careful, be gentle. There's one. Come on, come off. Oh. One. Oh, I might need a little bit more glycerin. Maybe I didn't put the full 2 tablespoons. As you can see, I didn't measure it. I just kind of put it in. Let's get that surrounded. Okay. There we go. That's a nice one. Boop. And there's actually bubbles in here. And now the cool thing should be that if you do have a pair of cotton gloves, let me put it on this hand. What you should be able to do is actually catch the bubble. And hold it. And you can kind of do tricks with it. Isn't that so cool? Because if I were to do that with my other hand, it pops right away. The cotton glove kind of gives it a protective area to kind of sit on where it doesn't have to worry about popping. My towel might not be 100% cotton. That's why it's probably popping. So make sure you have things, try and look around your house for things that are cotton. Cotton works best with glycerin-based bubbles. Get that. Ooh. Ooh. Do, 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 do. Bouncing bubbles. Whoa. Whoa, it's like a beach ball. So these are just regular winter mittens that I have. There's nothing special about them, no trick, no nothing. So if you have a pair at home, like I said, try and make sure they're cotton. And then just make your vegetable glycerin. And you can actually have, that wasn't a good one, a game of catch. If more people in your house have one, you can see how many times can you pass the bubble before it pops, and see if maybe the person who it pops on is out, and then you keep going and eventually there'll be a winner. So have a lot of fun with your vegetable glycerin based solution. And like I said, when you are done with this, make sure you save it, because like you just saw, I took back the dishwashing liquid based solution so that we can compare the two. So we have one more to make. It is a sugar-based solution. It's supposed to be just as good as the glycerin-based. I've honestly never made it before. So this is going to be like a world premiere event. And it's supposed to be just as good as the glycerin one, but easier to make because not many people have vegetable glycerin at home, and pretty much everyone has sugar. So we'll see how it works. It could be a big flop, but at least we're in it together, and we'll see what happens. All right, so we will be back in a few minutes, and I cannot wait to do this experiment with you and take this, trip and see, do we get bubbles or don't we get nothing? All right, we'll see you.